I put a gummy in my mouth right as Julian started counting us down.
Oh boy.
Then I was like going to try and chew it really fast, and then realized that would just be...
You don't chew these kinds of gummies.
We don't have that many more times that we get to try to get that thumbnail going. In fact, I think we've got one more try.
It has yet to be any kind of good.
What? That's not true.
No, we've got some.
She's lying.
Usually one of us looks great, and then all the rest of us look terrible.
Liz.
No, it's, well, but that's just because I click through frame by frame to find the one that
I gave like a solid second.
Session 23. Nothing auspicious about that number.
Is it traditionally a number of some renown, or?
It's our combined ages. Wait.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
Like subtracted from one another?
Oh man.
This is it. This is the end. Kaiser Romnick.
2019. Yeah.
Why do I get this flash forward now that the Froyo session is just going to be Pellio announcing things for people's answering machines? In various different, like, this is this particular character. He can't come to the phone right now.
Why do I now want that as my answer?
Yeah, especially the guy you created last week.
Yeah. He was
I
great.
have no idea who you're talking about. I don't know what I mean by that. You know what?
I guess we'll find out.
Like, can I have a voicemail recording as that dude?
Of Fondant?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good, thank you.
It'll cost you, but no, I'm just kidding.
So,
No.
any predictions for this last session? What do you think's gonna happen?
You asking us or them?
Oh, everyone.
Buddy?
Yeah, everybody.
I think that we're going to reach a conclusion. Pass on me, buddy.
That was
I don't know why I
such a
started
five-path
responding.
answer.
I think
And a beginning.
5 paths ascending will not be alive at the end of it. That's my personal. With the greatest
That's
of
no-
love.
Oh shit, the Grim Reaper comes right at me.
Damn.
That's
mean-
me.
Damn.
I'm the Grim Reaper.
I mean, right now he's got 0 initiative versus 19?
18, and I haven't rolled my withering damage.
That's correct. What Snark asks if everybody is ready to experience true sadness. I can only imagine true sadness as having to watch us play one more time.
God, this is excruciating. Why do I tune in every week?
It's like a train wreck.
I know it's like this every time.
So much ratches.
Eravana is predicting a Rogue One ending, which is
Whoa.
but as we've just recently discovered, Amir doesn't actually know what that means.
I gave up on the franchise. I'm sorry.
Just
So
like,
I have no idea what a Rogue One ending is. I'm also eating.
Usually it
Maynard's
means that
wine gums
Pellio
right now.
survives. Let's just
Yeah, I think
tell
that's what
him
that
that, and we'll just smile and nod. Everybody.
I think Pellio is going to become the new Scarlet Empress. And yes, I said Empress.
you know,
I love you.
theoretically, he could just pretend for
and
the
now if
rest
anything
of
less
his...
happens.
Good. It's very possible.
Have you been reading my character sheet?
I
I
love
love
that.
that.
Stranger Things.
I love the idea that he's like, oh, hang on, I need to go backstage for 2 seconds, and comes back and he's like, it's the Scarlet Empress. I'm back, everyone. I'm taking over creation. Everyone's like, oh shit, why are you? Okay,
Oh,
sure.
clap, clap, clap,
We'll just
clap.
go along with it. Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess she was just vacationing in a cesspool of scum and villainy.
Classic Nexus.
Mr. asks, are there any intimacies that haven't been revealed that we get to see next time?
I have tons.
Yes.
And the answer is yes. Next week in the Froyo session, wherein we're all going to be eating frozen yogurt. You're going to get the chance to ask anything that you want. We're going to reveal everything about your character sheets. We're going to go into some things that we might not have been able to get around to this time around. And, it's going to be fun for all,
Yeah, very much.
except maybe me.
Oh.
When they ask me about the incident.
Which one?
Just asking the real questions here. That's fair.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, boy.
It's gone.
Oh, well.
Oh no. It's up to us.
Oh God.
I just found out what Froyo means. You guys have been talking about it for a
you
while.
did-
I didn't
why
do that. I was
didn't
like,
you
wonder,
ask?
because I was busy looking at my character. I was just like in the middle of other stuff.
So
and-
we're like, man,
Like,
you're gonna
to be
eat
fair-
froyo next week, and he's like, I'm eating something. Like, what did you think was good? Oh,
Wine gums? Wait, there are wine gums here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there sure
Yeah.
are.
Amir
I mean,
fucking tells
we've,
me anyway.
we've eaten
I
a
only
few of them.
discovered them.
He made them himself.
Let's get
So I
fucking
hear.
taint on these.
You know, if you just keep stepping on the grapes,
They
eventually
were-
they just gelatinize into gummies.
Froyo is not a term that we coined. It's actually a term coined by Aragorn, or at least to our knowledge, Aragorn, who suggested this at the end of her campaigns. They always go out for frozen yogurt and, let it off. So
the froyo sesh was born.
Beautiful.
Quick question.
Please.
If you had to describe what you thought froyo was,
Yeah, I want to hear what
like
went
some
through
sort of
your mind.
beatdown, some sort of like crying circle, laughing circle, like
And
what did you
also,
think?
did you Google
Frodo's
froyo?
I
disadvantaged
didn't.
brother.
And the reason why
I
I
didn't
didn't
get to carry the ring.
Google,
I'm just Froyo.
I am. It may come as no surprise to all of you. I'm something of a social media neophyte, and so
I cannot
I
wait for
heard
this
Froyo,
explanation.
and I thought it had to do with like some kind of like GIF. Social media thing that I don't know. I was just like, it's something that young cool people do.
Wait.
Highlights. Let me just grab it.
I don't know. Listen. I first tweeted about Full Party, incidentally, back in the halcyon days of January 2019. And
God, I'm in
so
love.
just to give you guys an indication of like how, so I thought Froyo was like Twitter speak or something.
Sure.
Like
Rubric
YOLO, Froyo, I don't know, something like
Real
that.
Brick Wall says Amir has led the kind of life where he's a member of a yacht club, but never heard Froyo as short for frozen yogurt. Probably a better life than most.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very aristocratic. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Do you have a smoking jacket?
You guys don't have
I?
mile-long
I
driveways.
have 5.
You have your own study.
Yes.
You notice that kind of nervous energy? Nobody actually wants to start the session.
No,
We're just trying to prolong 5 past life here.
Because there are trap doors installed under all of these chairs. I don't know if you all know, and
What, with sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to
even
their forehead? Let's just
No,
go for the full
You
night.
can't have sharks without laser beams. It's Shark Week, isn't it? Shark Month?
I feel like it's always Shark Week for us.
It's true, it is.
Jess and I love sharks.
It's true, we do.
That's true.
We still need to watch the Meg.
I know, we suck.
Shark doo doo, baby shark doo doo. Okay, never mind.
I smell a laurel. I'm going to establish that song as a fact in the world of
excellent.
creation. It's
So
going
you're
to
going
be
to
awful.
establish
That'll be
sharks
your
as a
last
fact.
Like land sharks, air sharks. Oh my god. Somebody write this
Day
down.
6 shark.
That's it, folks. It's going to be time. So if there's anything that you have to ask, now is the time. No?
No.
Okay. It's been hours and hours upon play. From rehearsals to the first few sessions to now, you've wielded a character with a command of essence great enough to put a dent in creation. Today's your last chance to do that. The situation's bleak, certainly. I mean, you may be tempted to let your character fall. Tragedy, after all, can make for an amazing story. I don't know if you'll save Nexus from a fate of colliding houses. I don't know how many of you will leave today with health levels intact, or whether you'll finish the session cheering the others on as they hurtle towards a conclusion your character did not survive to see. By the end of the session, we'll know where we stand. There is no next session. Therefore, tonight, it's my job to be the harshest I've ever been to you. I will push you. I'll do my best to break you down. But because it's the last session, you are unleashed. Don't give up. If the world is crumbling, hold it together by sheer force of will. If death comes for your character tonight, Scream defiance that will echo long past your last breath. Because after tonight, you have nothing left to lose. I'm your antagonist. I'm everything that stands in your way. The sorry state of creation is, after all, my fault. But I'm also Minute. I am Jaya. I am Morden. I am Sight of Light. I'm on your side too. I have to be. How could I not? The audience watching knows that I've been incredibly lucky and privileged to sit down with the four of you. We may not have had the chance to tell the story we planned, but we can tell a story to remember. This is a game, and we leave some things to chance. The dice fall, and sometimes that means a different ending than we anticipated. It may still be a tragedy, and a tragedy can be an amazing story, but it's going to be our story, and that's what counts. I wouldn't trade anything for the chance to find out how it ends with you, or with you. I could kill you in an instant, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you. No matter what, we're going to know how this ends soon. You ready?
I wasn't supposed to start crying before we began, John.
Take one of these later.
Yeah, I'm so ready.
Are you ready?
Everyone has left the chat. Just weeping. Oh.
Well done.
Truly.
Thanks, John.
Don't thank me yet.
Son of a...
I brought wine.
Scott,
Yes.
I hit you. I bypassed your defense, which I believe was at 11,
It was
with 12, which means that I need your soak.
Yep. This is a withering attack.
Yes.
Then, obviously it is, sorry. My soak is, I'm sorry, 9.
Come on, fuck that.
Keep it at 0, buddy-o. Let's go. Oh no, it's all way worse.
Okay, you're at -6. The Sinus Soldier manages to go up by 7, putting him at 25. Round. 5 modes.
5 Paths was lying on his back, attempting to channel his essence into vanishing from existence like that previous time that he did. It did not succeed. He was distracted. He did manage to carve that runic message onto the ground with one of his intimacies in it, actually, that he's like gonna force this guy to communicate when he reads it. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to try to disengage from this fight. I'm going to spin my legs up and around, windmill, subtly trying to draw attention to the runes on the ground as I hop up and I'm rushing away.
So that's your disengage. Technically, it's my action first in the round.
Sure is.
But technically, we need to find out exactly what 5 Paths would think about what happened last session.
Oh, you're right. Oh.
So, as you're doing your spin kick, rising to your feet,
From the spinning journal of 5 Paths. Last session. The circle is back together and free, but still trapped. Nexus is on lockdown as House Sinus is moving to quash the House Nellen's uprising. Nyx and Pellio strike out to make things right. 2 shadows, one literal and one Fondant. River Jade knits her wounds and promises Sight of Light to leave her if necessary. Five Path watches as Zio, ready to be a city, shuts down. The Nexus streets are tense as Fondon is taken prisoner and brought into Bear at House Nellens. Nyx has been there for hours, just in case you were wondering. Nellens is going to be crushed, and Bear just wants to live. And even though Pellio wants him to do the right thing, they're running out of time. We need mercy. And he's here. And how? He'll stop at nothing to, I know, he'll stop at nothing to save the city. But can he save the Solars? Five Paths and River Jade hear Ultros upstairs getting invaded as the invaders start to clear out the shop and set a fire to destroy the evidence. Five Paths and River Jade carry the others to safety, where the Twilight takes on the Sinus commander in order to allow the others to escape. Jaya rescues Morden from a mob and leaves River Jade to inspire them to believe in a better future. Pellio and Nyx agree to take down Sinus once and for all to stop the bloodshed. Pellio II confronts Riga, the Sinus commander. He wants her to right her past wrongs, as he is trying to do, but Pellio will always be Sinus. Nyx, of course, has infiltrated this dinner party and uses her garrote to learn that Riga's greatest love is her son. Still light? I think that brings us up to the present moment. Spinning kick.
I'm sorry.
So instead of seeing your life flash before your eyes, you see your journal.
My own
flash
feet.
before
Oh,
your eyes.
right, yes, yeah, probably.
Dear diary.
Find the journal of
This might be the moment I die.
Do you want to remind people what you scribbled into the ground?
I did. I used letter within a letter technique to hide a message inside of what looks like illegible runes. And I also infused it with essence-laden missive so that the reader unironically repeats the statement out loud. The statement is one of my own intimacies. The Solar Exalted will change creation for the better.
As you rise to your feet, spinning up, you see that the sergeant takes one deep breath, lets it out. Just as you land on the very tips of your toes, he merely thrusts one shoulder forward, his hands sharp like knives, and he drives his fingers towards your throat. Your defense?
My defense is
This is a decisive attack.
Yeah. My defense is going to be. I'm going to direct all of the essence I have left. I can feel it emptying from myself. I'm going to direct all of it to the very point of contact to harden it into iron or steel, while also bringing my hands up in an attempt to parry it away. But at the very last moment, I'm going to let him strike so that I can absorb the hit. I'm going to try to parry it with my essence-laden skin.
Okay. What's your defense?
6.
We'll add 2 to that to make that 8.
Okay.
Is there anything else that I should know about?
Can I do this? 11? I can add that many. Yeah, that's fine.
Your defense is 11.
Oh, hey! This is familiar.
It is familiar, but I can't roll as many dice because it is a decisive attack.
That's good.
Still, that's a lot of dice.
Still gonna kill you, but
It won't be as much of a kill. You know what I'm saying?
Has it been 5 minutes?
At the risk of repeating myself, I should warn you that it is the last session and safety's off with this one. He misses. His fingers do move towards and then catch in your throat and then just bounce back as the sheer force of your essence pushes away. And in that moment, that is when you unlock the sight of essence just flowing around you. You might not be the one, but this must be what he understood. Your action.
Now that I can kind of sense how essence is moving through space, I'm going to use that knowledge to, well, I'm going to continue to run from this combat. I'm going to make for Zio, who I believe is still sort of just outside the flaming ruins of Ultra's shop.
That's where you left her.
That's where I left her.
So you are in fact not disengaging. You are defending as you are moving towards that area.
Oh, as opposed to just like racing away.
Because you're not leaving the area
Right.
yet. You're not trying to flee. You're specifically going to Zio. Because sure, you can flee that direction, but if you actually want to stop and pick her up.
And right, so I'm going to return for her then.
Okay.
So I am going to disengage. I'm going to use this sight of essence to sort of trace a path around this commander's movement, seeing them as they're being made. You know, I can kind of trace my path around.
You make your way back to Zio. She's still completely comatose, and her body is starting to warm as she's still close to the fire of Ultros' shop, but not to the point where you can't touch it, not yet. Round. The Sinus soldier, now thoroughly annoyed at the fact that his attack did not work, starts to take chase, pushing his feet off of one of the corners of the shop, letting it light on fire, and then whirling it in a tornado directed towards your head.
Oh God.
This is still a decisive attack. Your defense.
I still have a length of twine that I'm planning on doing something with. I'm going.
It's good. It's good.
I'm going to attempt to parry his flaming head kick away from me by.
Hurry.
I'm fashioning the. Well, I'm just taking the twine. I'm wrapping it into a lasso, and I'm going to attempt to catch his foot with it to push it away.
Okay, so that's a melee parry that you're attempting. So
But I trained with it at the monastery, so it's
Fine.
martial arts.
Fine, we'll give it to you. But it's just one. That puts your defense now currently up to 7.
Yeah.
Are you spending any motes?
Yes. 8.
I'll remind you that his initiative dropped by 2 because he failed his previous attack.
Right.
So you're increasing your defense to what?
8.
8.
So if I'm going to accomplish one thing this session, guys, I'm gonna do it. Don't
You're
worry.
making it look good.
Thank
You're
you.
making
You have to do it.
As always.
Do it with style.
Uh-oh. 8. Nyx, speaking of people who have wrapped something around someone else,
Yes.
you're still under the table. You've just received your insight into Riga. She's now fallen silent and is just staring directly at Pellio.
There's a cumin on here. Mm-hmm. Huh. It's not bad.
I should warn you, your time limit is coming up before I simply decide your fate.
What will that be?
Very well. I gave you the choice as to whether you wanted to die here or outside. Then it will be here in sight of no one.
And outside in sight of whom? In sight of your cronies? I'll take my chances here.
A good spy leaves nothing to chance. I guess that's why you're in the position you're in now.
I'm not a good spy.
No.
No. No, I'm a rather poor spy.
Removes a vial from her jacket
Okay.
and dips her ring into it.
Her kakute?
Okay, I could say.
And if I die today, I die a happy man. Happy in the knowledge that I have precipitated the downfall of your accursed house.
Our accursed house.
Your accursed house.
Now, is it just me, or did you happen to grow a spine?
I've always had one. I hide it rather well.
She looks, and you see that there's a beacon of light that keeps flashing. Do you want to describe your anima banner one more time?
Yeah. Five Paths Anima Banner is sort of almost a mirage. It's runes, it's runic text, but as you look at it, it shifts left and right, and it sort of becomes different letters as you look at it from different directions.
The runes are starting to falter. Oh.
Do I understand what the faltering of the runes means in terms of...
It means that he is either running out of essence very quickly or running out of life. Does it hurt? Good spy isn't supposed to have friends.
I don't have friends, I have myself. But I certainly have enemies.
Well, that's a given.
But I'm growing rather tired of this conversation. And frankly, your caviar's given me a bit of gas. So I should probably excuse myself before I... Oh, pardon me, I'm frightfully sorry.
She stands up. She's still within range of you. And she reaches for the sword at her side, and she just very slowly draws it. The funny thing about a sword and a scabbard is that it doesn't make a metallic noise when it's withdrawn. It just whispers out, metal against leather. A sword that's almost half your size. Then kneel. And let's have this over.
So you would draw a sword against a clearly unarmed opponent. How honorable. Very much in keeping with the standards of House Sinus.
Do I apologize to the spider that I stomp? Join battle. All of you.
Excellent. Since I'm already in stealth, I don't need to do my, okay, cool.
Redo that. Just a quick duo.
No, you are still considered in
I'll
stealth. She
stick around
is
this
not,
time.
to your knowledge, aware that you are under the table.
Perfection.
Yep, he's got it. He'll be fine.
River Jade.
Yep.
You can see the beacon of light, the runes that are faltering as the crowd is starting to possibly follow you instead. Jay is gone. Morden saved, and without their object of hatred, without the thing that they had to focus their anger, they're instead focusing on you. But you can see this happening. Of course, still light cannot. Oh, sorry, sight of light cannot.
Nor can still light. Maybe.
Maybe we don't really know.
We
much
don't know.
About
We
that,
don't
so.
know what's happening there. Okay, so upon seeing this, RJ's still on her 2 feet at this point because she was let down.
That is correct.
Everyone, you've done a good thing here today. I must leave you,
Oh.
but I leave with you someone you can trust.
Why are you leaving now? Now, of all times.
I have to see to something. And if you want to come with me, you can.
Whatever you have to see, we can do. We can help.
It might mean your life.
Charisma presence. 2 extra dice. Liz,
9.
witness me.
Jesus, what is he rolling? Is that her initiative?
Yeah, should have added more motes. More of those.
No, but now you have a lot for the combat.
Right.
If
True.
you need it.
True.
You're in Eclipse, you can just yell really loud,
Yeah.
right?
Confirm that those are not successes.
I got 2.
Confirmed.
Where do we go? Where do we go?
It's this way. See where that light is?
Scott,
Yeah.
10 health levels. Where does that put you?
In cap.
At in cap?
Yes.
You may choose at this moment to take a scar to ablate some of the damage that is being done to you.
I would like to do so. I would like to describe not what the scar is, but that as Five Paths sees this injury coming towards him, he's going to attempt to slow down all of his vital processes to play dead. He's really going to shrink his essence right down into the core of his heart. So whatever happens, he's going to look dead.
How many health levels?
Do I want to save?
Yes.
Like a bunch. Even just 3 or 4 would be cool.
Just 3 or 4 is still a significant scar.
I know. 3.
The kick lances out, and you can feel it hot, burning towards you. An instinctive lift, and instead of catching you in the face, your jump catches you in the left leg. Your knee twists, and you can hear the break. You have lost your leg beneath your knee.
Damn.
And then you fall. I will point out that his initiative is reset to 3, and if you crash him, you will immediately roll join battle again. It is your action.
Now that I have lost the use of part of my lower body, I'm like off balance, and I think Five Paths is going to immediately explode the essence back out from inside of his heart and recalibrate his mantis pose to accommodate this new position.
You are bleeding.
I would like to staunch
Stop that
that.
bleeding?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like to staunch that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to, with my mantis pose, dip my fingers in the blood before I staunch it, and then I'm going to simply launch myself just one swift jab straight into his nose.
2 dice, 1 success, go. His defense is currently 5.
Okay.
You are leading them towards him. The runes definitely at one point falter, and then they come back. They're not quite as bright as they once were.
Okay, I would like to be running.
What do you do with Sight of Light?
First, I'm just going to turn to Sight of Light. Sight of Light, I need to go. Five Paths is in trouble. Okay? If you want, you can come with me. Otherwise, you can try and find some form of safety or something.
Is there safety without you?
She's going to quickly give her a kiss.
She takes her hand and just pulls hard at the back of your buff jacket and lets herself get pulled. Scott?
Just 6. Like, you know.
Roll.
Yeah.
You're withering.
Coming up.
His soak,
Strength is gone.
7.
Is that your overwhelming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Five Paths.
1. So I'll take 2 initiative.
Oh, I thought you meant you rolled a 1.
No, that would be.
Why are you so happy about this?
Oh, it's 1. Excellent.
Oh.
Okay. You're still up. That doesn't make any sense. How could you even try? Just lie down and die the way that you were always supposed to.
I cannot. If I cannot see the end of my path, I cannot stop moving forward.
Moving forward, you're lying at the feet of some dead statue.
This statue is going to be more important than you will ever be. Your name shall be erased from history. Who are
Erased.
you?
Who are you to erase? Look, the Solar Exalted will change creation for the better.
Yes.
Pellio.
Yes.
10.
That's great.
Nyx.
9.
And Riga.
That's very funny. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was so such a satisfying use of that charm.
Oh, yeah.
Riga's at 6.
Oh.
Pellio, you're up.
So Pellio begins removing his clothing, or bear's clothing, and he's doing it rhythmically while engaging battle dancer method and dipping swallow defense. And his intention is to bamboozle Riga with a rather sensuous dance performance. And while he's removing his clothing, he's using the fabric as a kind of shield, essentially. So he's spinning around, and the fabric is acting as a kind of something with which to parry any attacks. But he isn't engaging in any attack. He's just sort of like dancing around, whirling, and taking his clothes off, essentially.
Stripping.
Seductively. He's stripping.
stripping.
He is, yeah.
Like her death.
Nyx.
Gotta get stripped.
So Nyx sees that Pellio is doing this and thinks, well, this is as good a distraction as I am ever going to get.
As Pellio Zoidberg's in front of her.
Yeah. And so she is going to drop to the ground, moving along just on her fingertips and toes. And like she did in the tent at the Sinus camp, Kakutse loaded with this time Yozi venom. She wants to sneak attack.
Get that.
Riga.
That's a decisive attack.
Yep.
And she does not have defense because she can't see you.
Correct.
I suggest you roll at least one success.
That would be really, really, really great.
You'll get 2 dice, 1 success.
Thank you.
So, Cheeky C tells us, yeah, that there's heckin' sexy moves happening over here. Add some chocolate, take that show to the Edinburgh Fringe.
Season 2.
Thanks, Cheeks. Mir appreciates it.
Yeah, very much so.
That is a success.
Whoa. 8?
9. Do you roll to apply your damage? She is wearing armor, but her hardness is currently 5, so you beat it.
Yep. Do not make damage roll. Do not make damage roll and reset. That's if I use my charm. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reflexively enter my form, which I can do because I successfully landed an attack on her.
Yep.
So bada bing, bada boom. And then I'm going to use another sacred charm,
Oh,
Okay.
which will allow me to administer this poison.
Okay.
So it will convey the poison automatically. And if she's trying to resist it, she takes a penalty of my manipulation, which is 4.
Okay. But do you roll damage as normal or
Nope.
not?
Not if I use this charm.
Do you reset?
Nope.
so good.
Well,
Whatever, if this
So
charm
good.
existed, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Am I right?
very well. She is going to attempt to resist this poison.
Okay.
I will point out that Yozi Venom gives a -3 penalty to everything that she does. It will last for 10 minutes, and she will take 1 lethal damage per minute.
What?
I think it's like demon blood, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. And it
Whoa.
gives
Like
I
venom.
also have written a -5 penalty to her rolls. I
Sorry,
guess.
-5, not -3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So she
All right, so
can't
here's
do anything.
her attempt to resist.
I remembered it as an instant kill though, so when I looked it up and went, oh no.
No, this is great.
We gotta wait this out.
It's awesome.
She botched. Riga, not even noticing that she has been poisoned, steps forward towards Pellio, just baffled somewhat by the movements that you're making, and simply lifts the sword and drives it towards your midsection.
So at this point, Pellio has taken off Bear's overgarment as well as his undershirt, and he's like quite elegantly tied them together. So he's actually holding quite a large piece of garment, and he, in the swaying of his hips as he's dancing around, he actually tries to catch the not the sharp end of the sword, the blunter end of the sword with the garment, and just sort of like push it, uses the force of the movement of his hips to push it downward to the ground.
Excellent. What's your defense?
My defense is 6, but I'm also using Battle Dancer method, which is half performance to parry or evasion.
Yep.
Sweet.
The sword comes forward, and you indeed manage to catch it in the cloth that you have, and when you push down, the sword clatters out of her hand.
Nice.
The diclave smashes into the ground, causing no small amount of dents in the wood beneath you. And she looks almost as if she is surprised at her own hand, but it started to shake. She takes a a step back. What? And she sinks to one knee. What did you do?
I did nothing. You fed me some caviar. I experienced a moment of flatulence. Was it the flatulence? I'm frightfully sorry. Would you like some fresh air?
She sinks again to her hands and knees. You can cling to the underside of the table if you don't want to be seen, but otherwise she'd be able to see you.
Shall I call for help? Shall I call for your son?
I'm just letting you have the option of whether you want her to see you. Choose quickly.
No. So I'm gonna hop back up.
And she again, her hand starts sliding down, and then she's looking up at you. There's so much rage on her face. And then she summons all of her will, as much as she can possibly muster at this point. And she only has one word for you before she dies at your feet. And she shouts it. Havoc. And then she falls. As Riga in the region falls. Maybe. This has certainly alerted the people who are upstairs. Certainly alerted the people who are outside. And you can hear the shouts, havoc, havoc, havoc outside. It's spreading. But Riga is dead at your feet.
Drop down.
Scuttle out. All right, we don't have a lot of time. Do what you did with Lady Rain.
Done. My thoughts exactly. We need to find somewhere to put the body. I'd like to get into...
I'll take care of that.
All right. So I'm going to get... okay, so flawlessly impenetrable disguise.
A 13-year-old boy appears at the top of the stairs and he steps down. Looking at the two of you, he's wearing what can only be described as ceremonial armor. Mail that fits him, but barely any form of protection. Mother? What have you done to my mother?
Go back upstairs.
She called for havoc.
And what does havoc mean?
It means no quarter, no mercy, to destroy everything.
Is that really what you want?
It isn't up to me.
Are you the heir of Sinus?
Technically, no.
While this is happening, I want to drag the body into the kitchen or out of this room. And I want to remove its...
Leave me to chat with the child.
Yeah, dude. We don't have time, man. They're crying
Like
havoc.
the scene in Kill
He
Bill.
draws a sword, but this is just a normal short sword. And he's holding it out to you, but his hand is trembling.
That sword wasn't made for you. It's weighted wrong.
I can't lift the one down there.
No. Who made you such a terrible sword?
He starts to walk down the stairs, and he's still got his sword pointed out at you, but
It's not her sword.
no, it's not correctly weighted for him. And he's scared.
And you're not the heir of House Sinus. Who is?
My brother.
Older brother.
Yes.
Still light.
Oh, fuck.
How?
He sent me to kill your mother.
Fuck? Dude, what?
Burn it all down.
5 pounds.
Genius.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Round.
Perfect.
Oh no.
Great.
He looks incredulous at what he's just said. He's distracted. What do you do?
I'm going to, I'm going to speak to him while I'm reaching for Ukuvana, dug into the ground by my side. You see, friend, it is in your heart. This is what you believe. You know the truth. It's just been hidden all these years.
Filthy lies! And the other soldiers are starting to shift back and forth as they look. He kicked your leg off. And now, what did he say? You have Ukuvuna in your possession again. And then he turns. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. And he starts stepping forward towards you. And he takes a swing as hard as he can, just directly aimed towards your head. A decisive attack. Defense?
I'd like to use the point of Ukuvana to parry his, the flat of it, to parry his fist as it's coming in. Just trying to almost brand his fist with the metal that's been heated from the fire.
Are you kneeling? Are you trying to stand? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I guess I've taken sort of a low mantis pose, trying to rebalance myself.
All right. Well, I'll give you one for your defense. What's that?
8.
He misses. His fist slams directly into the blade of your sickle, and it is your turn. His initiative is 1. Deal any withering damage to him, and you will turn the initiative on him.
I'd like to push up off what is left of my leg, driving Ukuvana up, sort of slashing it up towards him, deliberately missing him so that I can bring the pommel back down on his head.
Withering?
Yeah,
Because it has to be.
it must be, that's right.
Go ahead, 2 dice. His defense is 5.
Those leave, actually.
River Jade, as you're starting to move through the streets, heading back towards this area, sight of light being dragged along behind you and a crowd gathering, you can hear shouts, havoc, havoc, havoc. And you start seeing more flames starting to erupt from various different houses. Not close to you, not yet, but the city is starting to burn. 5 has ascending.
What was his defense?
5.
7.
Roll your damage.
Coming up.
To self-cut out enemies' tone before killing them and giving them chance
Those
to
are
scream.
fine.
Yeah.
Soak is
No,
7.
Thank you. So, okay, that's better. Doubles. Yes. 6 successes.
6 successes. That is an interesting reversal of fortune for our good friend here.
Yeah, seriously. My God.
6 successes means that I will
take
ask
another one of
you
these.
to roll join battle.
Right.
Oh, 5 paths.
That's okay. Oh, you have a penalty to it, that's true. Sorry.
Is it round?
No, I guess I'll spend some motes on this roll. Oh, to add some initiative.
So this is initiative shift. You instantly return to base initiative and then make a join battle roll, adding the result to your initiative.
Ooh.
Your turn is then refreshed. Any combat or movement actions you've used that turn are reset, allowing you to act again immediately. However, should this renewed action be used to attack, you can only attack the character you shifted against. What is your roll?
4, so 7.
So 7. You now are at initiative 7. Sinus Sergeant is at -5.
It will be a decisive attack. The goal being to knock him out, essentially. So I would like to, again, using the upward trajectory of Ukuvana, just simply bring 2 fingers up, reach out to touch him, and then bring the pommel down to meet my fingers to knock him out. Just to like.
Is this a withering or a decisive attack?
It is a decisive attack, but I'm attempting to inflict bashing damage.
Okay.
Does that make sense? To like,
And you think that this will achieve your stated goal?
of knocking him out?
Yeah? With a 7 initiative?
Come on, 5 pence.
No, because that's not going to do that much damage, eh? I'll make it lethal then, so I can at least get away.
So this is a decisive attack?
Yes. Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, we're doing it. Just need to get out of here. I just need to get out here.
So many scars.
So many
Oh, it's too much,
Which
guys.
scar are you going to take? Leo? Not the hair.
Anything but the hair.
Nope. Do way too many of those. Get these away from me. Oh, there's only one left.
4 successes.
Then your initiative drops to 7.
Okay, I'm leaving. Fuck this shit.
Or 6, I should say.
Okay.
That's round, though, so regain 5 motes.
Yay!
And we'll go back to our good friend Pellio and River Jade.
Have I had a chance to like strip Riga's body
Yes.
and be
Oh,
Riga?
yes.
Okay, I'm Riga.
Okay, well,
And but question:
Yes.
given that Pellio served under Sinus, does he know what the order to reverse Havoc is?
Havoc is generally a call that you bring out when you're just like, okay, guys, just fuck shit up. Which means that you can try to deliver the command, guys, get back into formation, but the command was given to essentially go berserk. This is not going to be easy for you to counter,
No.
even if you are Rika.
Start to dance, I guess.
I cry out, retreat, at the top of my lungs, as Riga. Retreat. Sinus is surrounded by enemies. Retreat.
That's not going to work.
Damn it.
Oh, at least you didn't spend any modes.
The kid is still trying to hold Nyx at bay.
Yeah.
He is not threatening. You could end him in an instant. You know this.
Seems unnecessary.
As I said, I was hired.
He reaches down and he puts his hand on the diclave on the ground, and when he tries to lift it, he's barely even able to get it off the ground.
Oh.
Its point is still digging into the ground.
Put it down, child.
No, No, you killed her. I have to avenge her.
I was hired by your brother who thought she was no longer fit to run the house.
That's impossible.
I was told to come here and dispose of the entire family. You were my next target. Do you know who stopped me?
He pushes as hard as he can to lift the pommel, and then it drops in his hands.
Oh.
The one you saw with me.
Well, now he walks out and he's... Mother?
The enemies of Sinus have surrounded the house. That wasn't me you saw. That was one of their spies, and we have to run away, son.
Mother! And he pushes the diclave, trying to... And it lifts up and then just smashes back down into the ground, causing another shattering of wooden beams, but it scatters so that its pommel is now slid over and touches your foot.
Son, you have to be brave. Your brother has betrayed our house. We have to escape immediately. Do you understand? Run upstairs and gather your things. I'll meet you out front in 5 minutes.
But he swore to kill people like her.
This is my friend. She saved my life. If it wasn't for her, the spies would have gotten to me. Do as you're told. Run upstairs. Pack up what you need. We have to escape.
I'm ready. I need nothing but my honor.
I can't have the only honorable heir to this house put in any danger. Do as you're told. Go upstairs, pack a bag, and tell no one. I'll meet you out front in 5 minutes.
He races up the stairs.
Hey, Nix.
Hey. You know, I was really thinking we could cause some infighting within Sinus itself and maybe put a new head of Sinus who would be sympathetic to the solar cause, but
We can do that.
no, I don't think so. 5 paths probably could.
I think we should get out of here.
I think you're right. I'm just not charismatic enough. Oh no, wait, we have the same charisma.
River Jade, you can see that the mob that's behind you is now starting to crush a little closer to you as you arrive on the scene where you see that 5 Paths is defending Zio against this Sinus soldier, but the rest of the soldiers are now lifting and readying their own weapons. There are other Sinus soldiers who are taking up that cry, havoc, havoc, and the soldiers look at themselves and they know what that means. Roll join battle. Don't forget your wound penalties, folks.
Left it in
Yep.
the kitchen.
Nix, Pellio,
With my wound penalty, how many dice can I add if I'm at 7 for a joint battle instead of 10?
you can still add up to your pool,
Okay,
your normal pool.
right, okay.
Okay, I want to engage sensory acuity prana and listen out for any cries of havoc that I can hear around me.
I
And
mean,
whenever,
there's cries of havoc everywhere.
everywhere. Okay, wherever I hear that they're the closest, I want to run up to those people as Riga and order them to stand down and retreat.
I'm sorry, man, we can't do that. We're already here guarding you. Where are we to retreat to?
Out of Nexus.
The borders of Nexus are closed.
Listen, are you disobeying an order? I'll have you flayed alive. Stand down, retreat immediately.
You called for havoc.
That wasn't me. That was someone mimicking my voice.
So meta.
Roll me manipulation, presence, 2 dice. Nix.
I'd like to go back into stealth, I guess. I'm gonna try to follow see if I can still see the light coming from 5 Paths.
Oh yeah, no, he's still definitely incandescent.
It's okay. Are you
It's okay, I don't need it.
kidding me?
I'm gonna wait to tell Pellio before I
1.
Oh my god.
1.
Yeah, it's been bad news over here too. That's awful.
I used like 3 motes too. 1.
The commander's not feeling well. Remand her to her home.
Oh.
And the soldiers turn and they lower their pikes towards you. Ma'am, I suggest you get back inside.
I'm just gonna leg it. I'm running.
The disengage. Back to you. Your joined battle.
9.
That was 6 successes then?
Yep.
Okay. The soldier, who is staggered and now his back to a wall that looks like it may imminently collapse with fire, looking up at Five Paths in a certain amount of panic, but then he hears the cries of havoc. The soldiers turn and look at all of the people who are following River Jade, and they all turn their weapons to them. They turn themselves and face the soldiers. River Jade, your action.
Do they have any weapons? The
Who?
mob?
Improvised weapons, mostly.
Okay. Is it, okay. So I would like to, first, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm increasing my strength.
an option.
Yep, so I'm going from 5 strength to 6. Just
a lot of
gonna
strength.
increase to 6. So I'm gonna just like have a moment where like her muscles just kind of like pop, 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 pop.
Okay.
Pop, pop,
Hi.
pop. Yeah, kind of like bulge a little. It's great. And then I'm stepping forward using my unsaleable guardian posture, seeing that Five Paths has lost a limb. I'm going to step in front of him to take any hits that come his way to me.
Okay.
Oh, and hammer is obviously out.
Hammer.
Friends. Forget it. Forget them. Destroy everything. Five has.
The forces of destruction will not stand. I say I would like to, if I can, zip out from underneath River Jade's guard and direct the force of Ukuvana into the wall that this guy has leaned up against, attempting to collapse it on him. So I'm trying to target a point low down on the wall to bring it down on him.
What's your strength?
2?
Okay. Go ahead.
I can roll some willpower, whatever.
Can I add on to that? And
You can
help
swing
him?
at the wall if you want.
So I'm gonna take my hammer and swing.
Okay,
at the
don't
wall.
bother.
Oh, yep, but because I'm like, I did it. Oh.
Yeah, you did.
River Jade,
you.
with her massive amount of strength and her tool that is designed to do this sort of thing,
Yeah.
smashes the wall and it crumbles and crushes
Oof.
House Sinus Sergeant underneath its rubble. And the soldiers, enraged, do as they were told and turn and start hacking away at buildings, people, anything they can get their hands on. And the street erupts. Pellio, Nyx.
Okay, so I'd like to use Masterful Performance to try to enact as if like, the antic disposition, right? Like Riga has lost her mind. She is, she's not feeling well. So I'd like to like play that up, and I'd like to try to like draw the attention of as many Sinus soldiers as I can as I run toward the city center. Really like hamming up the fact that Riga has like lost her faculties and is behaving completely erratically and is kind of like singing, I cried havoc, just like doing some really crazy kind of, some like a little bit unhinged shit.
Roll me
Yeah.
your disengage, please,
Yeah, I can do that.
Nix. And 2 extra dice for you.
I'm following along behind him, but I am attempting to re-enter stealth now.
Okay, that is going to be a dexterity stealth.
Okay.
Your difficulty is going to be only 3 because people are not really focused on looking at where you're going.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where all your successes
Whoa. Save some for the rest of us, eh?
I also rolled 11.
What?
You're starting to converge on the city center, close to where the 2 of you are. The city, I should point out, is massive. Nexus is easily the size of a small city-state, not just a mere island like we live on. This cry is going out. What do you do?
So as the soldiers are, am I allowed to take an action here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your combat is essentially over unless you decide to start targeting other people.
Okay. I want to, seeing like the soldiers beginning to attack people and buildings and whatever else they can in their path, River Jade wants to turn back to the townspeople, the mob, and say, grab your weapon, grab whatever you can. We're going to, they will not take this city alive. Sinus will not take Nexus alive. And she like raises her hammer with her hand. I realized I used the wrong hand.
No. Here we are.
5 paths.
I'm going to Zio. It's going to be very difficult, but 5 Paths is going to do his best. He's going to start to take the twine that he had and start to wrap it around, like opening her chest around the strange metal inside her chest, leaving them kind of like leads sticking out. He's going to try to sling her over his back, and he's going to try to ascend the nearest building, using, I guess, as much acrobatics as he has to find handholds where he can, because he can't really use footholds anymore.
It's true. Zio and 5 Paths begin to ascend.
As I'm racing towards the city center, can I get a visual? I mean, I've used sensory acuity, Prana, so I'm like, I feel like I can see things further. Can I see any of these two?
You're not making any particular attempt to be stealthy, are you, 5 Paths?
At this point.
It's not.
5 Paths ascending is hopping his way up the side of a building as best he can, balancing a metal statue on his back.
Okay, and how far away are the
He's missing
sinus?
a foot.
I'm sure there's a story there. And how far away are the sinus retinue? Are they on my heels or?
How Sinus is now at this point, they've collapsed into almost anarchy.
Okay.
They are now just attacking whoever they can, wherever they can, and because you're moving so quickly, they're not actually chasing after you.
Okay, so I'd like to race up the building, find the building, and try to like scale it and join 5 Paths
Nix.
and Zio.
I'm following. Do I see River Jade?
She's holding a hammer and she is shouting at a mob who are now driving out and attacking on their own.
Oh, no.
But you're now all almost in the same place. River Jade is just below the building where, in fact, because I assume you were taking a rooftop access to this, you're now all on the rooftop, save River Jade, who's below. You can get up there if you need to, and I assume you have more than Athletics 1.
I have athletics 4.
Then you could get up there if you so chose.
Okay.
But from up here, you can see that Nexus Nexus isn't burning. The rain and the storms surrounding you are only foreshadowing smoke. Nexus might be burning, but it is actually smoking itself out. There's fighting almost everywhere in this city right now. Chaos has erupted here, and it will not end well unless it can be stopped. Some soldiers are being pulled down by an angry mob, no longer willing to submit to the demands of a house from an island far away. But they are superior armed, superior defended. They will take more than they will give up. Zio is still moving, well, unmoving, and is now where?
I mean, currently just like lying on the rooftop that I've found.
Do you take sight of light with you? Are you going up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going up the satellite. Where's Bridget?
You
Forgot about Bridget.
Oh, she was with you guys.
I
She
think
was with
you.
us.
She followed
Did
She
she
followed
come?
you.
She did.
Yeah.
Did she stay behind with us when the mob went off?
She's not with the mob.
Okay,
She's sticking very close to you.
cool. Is she able to get up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Buff jeans. Cool.
I'm gonna come out of stealth.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Right.
Poor boy.
I'll be fine.
How will you be fine? Never mind. We'll fix you. We'll fix you. I promise.
I do not need fixing. The body is simply a shell for the will of those that will use it.
Bridget's gonna reach out and just like kind of hold your hand.
No.
the wound's closed by now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still see that there's some blood
Okay.
there, but it's not fresh.
Okay.
Stop it.
Nothing. I take out the empty vial. Just try to bleed into this. Sorry. Bad time.
Not now. We'll talk later. Look, I don't know how to fix this. This is absolute anarchy.
Me neither. I think I just directed a mob into their downfall.
There's someone else on a rooftop. You can see them. About 2 kilometers away, performing some kind of strange dance, motion, ritual, but is starting to gather an enormous amount of essence.
Jaya.
Doesn't seem to be Jaya.
Oh.
But I think before we find out who that is, we'll take a break. I suggest you discuss strategy.
Bathroom strategy.
We'll see you soon. rumble of thunder above you.
Friends, over there. And I motion to the figure that we've all
Yeah.
seen as well. I don't know exactly what it is, but it doesn't look good. I think they intend harm to the city or its inhabitants. We need to stop this, disrupt it. I have something to do here, and I need to take care of this, but I can come with you if you need.
No, stay. I'll go.
I look to my leg. Oh, you.
What is it? What's happening?
A rain of death.
It's just rain 5 paths ascending.
I motion again towards the figure. They are
I
summoning.
assume you're pointing somewhere.
I'm gonna grab. Random acts of kindness is in your possession, right? It was. I believe it was.
It was.
Thank you. Thanks for playing along. I'm gonna grab random.
Though she wouldn't have been able to carry it and wield
She
the
just
hammer.
strapped it to her back. It's fine.
Cool. Yeah, here it is.
Lovely. Got it. Taking good care of it.
That works, right, John? Cool.
Burnt to ash under the shop.
Next, how's the grot feeling?
Oh, it's feeling very lonely.
Should we should we go give it a friend, another friend to play with?
Thought you'd never ask. Ew.
Cop movie, back to back.
Oh,
Can I be in it too?
You have a test to do.
All right.
I was also thinking that in case the worst happens, we should get everyone out of the city so the gates will have to be opened.
Okay.
Another
can't stop
bonfire
this.
erupts.
If we can't stop this, they need to get out.
Not between you and the figure on the other rooftop, but more towards the wharf. You can see another beam of light ascending towards the heavens. This one, wings, circling around a pillar.
Am I insane?
it's Jay.
Oh, it's Jan.
With the wings. Like,
Who am I missing? All right, let's go.
Right. I'm still Riga, so I can move about the city quite freely without anyone bothering me. I'm going to make a beeline
seem
for
good.
the front gates, as it were, for the largest entry and exit point in the city. That's going to be my first action.
Okay.
I'm going to like run and open the doors.
oh damn.
Is it that easy?
Yeah, that's it. Just open the doors.
Kick them open.
Yeah.
Big old gates.
Not even a lock to
I would
pick?
point out that you have enough bureaucracy to know that Riga doesn't control the gates. So she can walk up and say, open the gates all she likes. They're not under any obligation to listen to her. Remember that this guild is the one that controls the city of Nexus. Although they're probably pretty pissed at you right now, seeing as how you're the one who called havoc. So when you say, I can move about the city unimpeded, I'm not certain that that's true.
Thank you for pointing that out.
What do you say we deal with the figure and then
Let's
we'll
deal
get
with the
these
figure.
gates
Deal
open?
with the hand, deal with the figure. Deal with the figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I will come with you if you need. Otherwise, I can focus on getting the people out.
People can't get out if the gates are closed. So why don't you come with
Lightning
us?
starts to strike in various locations.
All right.
I would like to drop off the roof and now run along the balconies. Oh, splat.
Oh well.
Hi guys, this was too hard.
River Jade's gonna turn to Cytolite and Brigid. Brigid, Cytolite. I won't stop you, of course, if you want to come with me, but I think Five Paths might need some help.
Brigid can protect me here. I can what?
Bridge? Remember all those times growing up? We would like,
Pretend that an entire city was burning around us?
yeah, sure, yeah. No. But remember when we used to talk about heroes?
Yeah,
About what they were, what they did?
yeah.
It's your time to be a hero, Bridge.
I'm not like you.
No. But you're you. You're one of the greatest heroes that I've ever known.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
He's gonna give Bridge a hug.
She wraps you in a hug, and it is possibly the fiercest of hugs between two blacksmiths. Two rib cages just simultaneously pop.
Satellite,
Yeah.
I love you too.
You're the last thing I've ever seen. It's been an honor.
Agreed.
But come back. I'm not telling you what you want to hear until you come back. Now go.
Okay.
Fix our 5 paths. We may need a new city.
That's the plan. No. What that thing is doing over there is trying to shape essence into the form of this destruction that they are going to do. If you can disrupt the actual shaping of it, the air currents around them perhaps, that will help.
They're like 2 clicks away. This will not be a easy thing to disrupt from this distance.
How are they? Medium range, long range?
That's extreme range.
Extreme range.
2 kilometers is extreme range.
Very far.
Ooh, that far. We better
0
get.
dots and thrown, so
He's got sensory acuity Prada active, which is why he was able to look at it and see.
Right.
All right.
The bonfire again surges up.
If we can get close, I can throw my hammer. Maybe knock them off balance.
I look down at the balconies between us and her. Well, I mean, we could travel this way stealthily.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
I have faith in you, River Jade.
I signal to you.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just land on the balls of your feet.
Yeah.
Land on the balls of your
Yeah.
feet. Hug the walls.
Can't really
Work
land
with
on
the wind,
both
not
hands.
against it. I didn't say anything about hands. I said feet. Trust your feet.
I was trying to
Lightning
make a joke.
continues to
Doesn't know
dance.
time for jokes.
While this is happening, 5 Paths is sort of again rechecking the twine that he's wrapped around the strange metal inside of Zio. Once he's replaced like her chest panels, he's going to start twisting them together into a single rod, I guess. And then he's going to go to pick her up.
as these guys are talking about what they're gonna do, Pellio grabs random acts of kindness and does exactly what Nyx has been describing to River Jade without thinking. And he takes a leap off one of the rooftops, and he has this moment in midair where he's like, I wonder what I've just done here. And he's attempting to do that. He's attempting to leap from rooftop to rooftop and approach the figure in the distance as quickly as possible.
Seeing Pellio is doing that, River Jade's also gonna be like, well, okay. Here we go. She's glowing.
Nyx
by the
too.
way.
Trying to enter stealth by being down lower than this person, and hopefully they won't notice us approach.
So they're not paying much attention because the streets are still swarming with people who are fighting one way or the other. It doesn't take much to forget one woman who isn't drawing that much attention to herself at all. 5 Paths Ascending.
Once everything has been twisted up, I'm going to pick up Zio. I'm going to take a very deep breath. I'm going to engage Featherfoot style. I'm going to step off the edge of the building onto the smoke, and as long as I keep moving, I'm going to try to run across the smoke and make my way up towards the cloud above me, if I can try to do this.
The smoke bites at your recent wound.
Ouch.
But you do start to ascend, to fly. holding Zio as the lightning starts to charge the air around you. The hairs on your arms starting to rise up, the hair on your head starting to electrify. And you can feel the blue start to shift and to turn, your hair developing a yellow streak through it.
Nice.
As the lightning strikes, what do you do?
I lift as much as I can. I lift Zio overhead and I try to just push her up out of my hands for the briefest of moments so that we are no longer touching at that moment.
This is going to be a wits and this is going to be a wits dodge.
Okay.
Your difficulty is 5.
Hey.
And you get 2 extra dice for this.
2 dice?
That was pretty epic stunt.
I like these dice better.
Do it.
Hey.
If you do not roll the successes you require, the lightning will strike you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And her? Okay, no, sorry.
Oh, it's striking her. It's if you
Great.
let
It's
go in
if
time.
in time. This is,
And incidentally, I understand that lightning would arc from her to. We're going to ignore that for now.
thank you so much.
Make your roll.
Said,
Do not tell people what the result is.
you said 5?
Diff 5. River Jade. Pellio. Nyx. You two are moving over over rooftops, leaping from one to the other. Thankfully, the fighting doesn't seem to be here. There's the occasional building that you have to avoid, though, as it is in the process of falling or crumbling away. Most horrific game of Cannibalt ever. Nyx, it's horrendous down here. They at least have the privilege of being above it all. But for you, it's visceral and real. The fighting, just the scent of sweat and rain and heat and blood, just like a miasma around the entire road system of Nexus. Running is something that all of you can do with relative quickness, but this is still a long period of time. Pellio, you can see that there is now lightning starting to strike at regular intervals around this lone figure on the roof. And you can see that they have clothing that would indicate they are from House Regara, not Sinus.
Do I have any other information visually? I mean, the size of the person, the gender of the person?
Male, an adult, relatively slim. 5 paths ascending.
Successes? 6.
Nice.
Five Paths shoves Zio up into the sky, and she floats for just a moment of hang time. At the perfect moment, lightning crackles around her and surges directly inside her. You start to fall through the smoke just for an instant, enough to keep you away. And then when Zio lands in your arms, you can still feel the tingle of energy. Not just energy, essence through you as she opens her eyes, turns to you, and before she has a chance to open her mouth, the smoke starts to push away at your feet and you start to sink. Lighter than air, but heavier than the smoke, until you gently, on one leg, land on the rooftop. What do you do?
I'm immediately going to set her down on her feet if she can stand.
How did I get here?
It's a long story, but let's just say that we wanted you here.
My dancer?
He's fighting for you.
I mean, you could point to him. You can see him.
Oh, is she not blind too? Like, God damn it. I do motion towards them.
Wrong NBC.
Sorry.
Can I, given that sensory community prana is still engaged, can I hear
Oh
that
my God, what a
Zio's
dude.
there? Partners are not from-
Roll me one die.
What
You
an
roll an even
absolute-
number, and I'm going to say yes.
Hey.
8.
Yes.
Okay. So as Pellio's like leaping elegantly from rooftop to rooftop, mid-air, mid-leap, he hears my dancer, and he like turns his, and he hears it, and then he
Slams into the sofa. Everyone's like, whoa!
Oh, yikes.
no, he lands.
River Jade just backs away.
He lands and he kind of like takes a beat, and he breathes in, and then he like doubles down and runs twice as fast, like hell for leather. Is that an expression? Is that?
Heard it before.
Hell bent for leather.
Okay, listen. We can take it back if we need to. He just run. He legs it. He completely like runs as
So,
fast as he can.
seeing that you're running faster, RJ's gonna be like, all right, I'll run faster too.
Faintly on the wind, alongside the rumbling thunder, the lightning crashes and the clash of metal below. Go!
You told me it was your time. And I don't want to put any pressure on it, but I think this is the time.
Time. 5 paths descending, time has no meaning here.
Zio, I believe my destiny is to awaken you as a city, to create something lasting.
You are correct,
Oh.
but I need the instructions.
What instructions?
4 pages.
Okay.
From below, you start hearing soldiers saying, "They're up there." Our position is compromised, and my dancer is on his way to save us all.
Yes.
And then Bridget just looks up. We'll hold them off.
We're
If
not-
anybody can figure out these instructions, they've got to be you.
And I will.
I don't think you have a lot of time, but I'm willing to entertain that you might be smarter than me. And she reaches into her pockets and then pulls out hands that have long claws on them. Turn me to where I must stand. And we will be the platform upon which you write the new city.
I do. There's one relatively clear point of ingress or whatever onto this rooftop, so I'm going to direct her that way. And then I am going to sit and withdraw 4 crisp sheets of parchment.
They immediately become wet.
Damp.
Unless you're choosing to like just hunch over them, which you can.
Yes, I have to because this is, ink I'm gonna put on them, so And I'm going to start to feverishly scrawl without the aid of any charm, without the aid of any deliberate charm.
No.
A vision. Something halfway between the monumental power of the Nail of Truth and a series of concentric circles kind of radiating out. I'm just going to start sketching feverishly, just letting my own impulses guide me in the sketch. That's page 1. And then the following 3 pages are instructions as if I were building this, as if I were creating a toy, if that makes any sense.
It's easy to write by the light of your own incandescence.
That's true.
But another light down towards the wharf goes out. As you're starting to approach, you see that there's a ring of soldiers, and it isn't clear whether they are dragon-blooded or not, surrounding the building upon which this person is standing. Now, they are not on top of the building. The ring is below. There are, however, easy ladders that they can use to ascend if they must. The top of this building isn't terrifically tall, 2 or 3 stories at best. But Nyx, it would take a night cast to be able to sneak past all of them. The 2 of you, however, are far more conspicuous, and you're getting close to the point where they will notice you.
I am glowing, by the way. My cast mark's showing.
Well, then they're
poopy
getting
pants.
to the point where they will realize that you are converging on their position.
Okay.
What do you do?
I would like to try to sneak past them.
How?
Tell me how.
Okay, so they're a ring around a building and I'm running along low. So I'm gonna keep low because they're looking up and they're guarding someone who's up. So they're not watching me. I blend in with the fighting crowds and get in as close as I can. And then as though I've been hit and fall, and I stay down and I crawl between their legs.
I'm going to give an option to you, Pellio, and you, River Jade. You can see the initial moment that she is attempting to do this. You'll lose track of her quite quickly. You can either try to make it across for yourself, but I'm going to give you the chance, if you wish, to try and distract the guards underneath so that she can get through on her own, but they will notice you and they may come after you.
I'm still Riga, and
That's
I'd like
true.
to announce my presence as Riga to the retinue of
Ragara
soldiers. By calling out to the figure on the rooftop. And what I'm calling out to the figure on the rooftop.
He's doing this. You can't stop him now.
No, I'm just wondering what I should do if he's calling it to them, but I'll let you
Let's
finish.
check a pose.
I
Wrong
Trying
hand,
to-
wrong hand.
Oh yeah.
So
I shouldn't have made it my left. Right-handed.
there was once a time when our houses were united, and we stand at the precipice of both our houses crumbling. I must parley with you
It's too late, Riga!
for terms, please. And then as I'm like pleading with him on my hands and knees for an audience. Sinus begs Ragara for an audience. We have to discuss terms. And I get up from my knees and I race down and try to approach the ladder. Like completely ignoring the fact that there are guards around me.
The guards just start to close ranks to prevent you, and then you see one person who's standing behind. You can roll your stealth. 2, 1, 1 willpower. You cried havoc, and we'll take the entire city down with us. It's going to happen. All of us are going to die.
It was not I who cried havoc. We were all the victims of a ruse.
It won't matter. By the time anybody manages to make it out of this forsaken place, they'll know that it was your words that caused the downfall of Nexus. The guild will never forgive. Sinus will fall.
Then let Sinus fall, but let Nexus survive.
Your own soldiers are doing a pretty poor job of letting that happen. Why can't you stop them?
Because elements of chaos contrived to mimic my voice and cry havoc in my stead and trigger a revolt.
And then why haven't you even attempted to leave yourself? Save your own sorry skin. Just like you sent your son away.
I'm trying to make up for the evil deeds of my house.
Now that I find very hard to believe. Successes.
4. But I didn't ask the diff before rolling.
You're in.
Oh, good. I don't have to do the reroll.
While he's having a discussing,
Pretty high stakes.
RJ would
discussion.
like to try to get up onto the roof where the soldier is.
So you're trying to leap across?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if anybody notices that this is happening. Oh, that's a guy that's going
Well,
What was it?
somewhere
Was it a
else.
bot?
It was a 1.
Doesn't
no,
count.
No,
it's got to be in the.
So sad.
John, may I ask, has an hour passed since the end of the events of last session?
No.
Oh,
A very eventful 55 minutes.
sure has been.
You've been moving quite quickly.
Yeah.
It would have been very easy for me to run away. I've told my house to run away. They haven't listened to me. I'm here to try to make things right.
A flash of light coming from above that everybody looks up as River Jade leaps from the roof
Sorry, Pellio.
to the other end. I'm going to ask you to roll.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dexterity athletics at a difficulty of 3.
Athletics.
It's a fair distance to leap.
Do I have any wound penalty
Actually,
for this?
I lie. Strength athletics.
Ooh.
But your wound penalties do apply.
That's okay.
Yeah. Do I still have my?
And you'll get 2 extra
6
dice for your
strength?
stunt. Oh, no, that was a while
Stunning.
ago.
Ooh, but 2 extra dice, and then -3.
I would suggest you roll 3 successes.
I'm gonna spend a few more of those. Can I can
Glow
do that.
goes through her massive,
And-
muscular legs.
You know what?
of-
We're at this point. Yeah, there's 1 auto.
5 paths ascending while she's rolling. How much concentration are you putting into this?
Everything I got, man. I'm going to.
You begin to hear
Yeah.
sounds of metal, of tearing.
Of tearing.
I mean, are you paying full attention to this or not?
No, I've used my meditative training, I guess, to sort of try to zone out everything around me, other than these
it
pages.
zones out.
Yeah.
Your first roll for your extended action. This is an intelligence occult. Your second roll will be intelligence lore. Your third will be intelligence bureaucracy.
Okay.
At the end of those 3 rolls, if you haven't achieved the number of successes that I'm holding underneath here, you'll lose one of your companions. And every other roll, you'll lose another.
Oh.
No pressure.
Okay.
Intelligence occult. Go.
6.
River Jade leaps across. The beacon of light illuminates for a moment every soldier underneath, and Nyx, you are now through. And as you land, you see that the person who is standing there is just surrounded by a crackling field of essence. The motions are continuing to gather around him as his hands move in intricate directions. He doesn't pay attention to you. However, The 3 soldiers who were lying on the roof's surface get up and face you, drawing weapons.
Yeah.
All of them circular discs.
Okay.
Nyx,
So, now that I'm through,
Get my
I
drum
want
battle ready.
to scale the side of the building and sever each of the ropes, or the ladders that are around.
to prevent
Oh, no,
anybody from being able to get up
Yeah.
easily. Okay. I want you to roll me your dexterity, and we're going to say that it's... Are you still attempting to stay out of sight? Okay, so
Yeah.
this is going to be a dexterity stealth roll. Your difficulty is going to be just 1, and all of your threshold successes will be the number of ladders you manage to cut. There are 4 on this building. Fail, and you lose stealth.
That's 6 successes.
All right, all the ladders are falling. The soldiers are facing Riga, commander of House Sinus. Evil of your house.
Yes, the evil of my house. It has to end. I'm trying to put it right. Will you help me?
A house that decided to send its true master off to Numa in order to discipline those who believed they could possibly stand against the realm. Sinus, importing and exporting slaves, basing your entire economy on the idea that a living person is worth money.
All decisions that weren't necessarily mine. But my decision was to come here and try to petition for peace.
And so you stand in front of us and dance, hoping that we'll stop this?
I stand in front of you with a bent knee, pleading for the chaos to end now.
Charisma. Presence. 2 dice, 1 success, 1 willpower. And your difficulty is 4.
Okay. I'm gonna spend
5 has ascending. How many rolls have you made?
A lot of willpower, you may just want to throw one of those.
I've made all 3, but I realized that in hindsight, I maybe shouldn't have.
No, that's fine.
Okay, I made all 3 rolls.
A willpower is an auto success.
Could you tell me
Right.
the number of successes that you achieved
3.
on all of them?
Yeah.
He didn't give you 2.
That's not enough.
Oh, I used 1 and then 1 willpower.
Shit.
Make a 4th roll and you're losing somebody. It will be at random. It won't be Zio. You have Bridget and you have Sight of Light on the roof.
I can't.
You can either try to defend one of them, or you can make another roll to see if you can score enough successes to activate Zio properly. What do you do?
I can't let them be hurt or killed. I'm going to leave this for the briefest of moments to dash out with speed and precision and try to shoulder check whoever is assaulting them off the roof.
You're going to roll your dexterity martial arts with 2 extra dice. Your difficulty is 5, fail, and 1 of them goes. Pellio,
8 successes. And I do literally bend the knee and hold my hands out.
we have to stop him. We've got to stop him. He's going to destroy everything. 3 soldiers start to advance on you.
Am I rolling join battle?
No.
Okay.
What do you do?
You can't do this. Killing everyone is not your solution.
Call it a do-over.
A do-over?
The gods have forsaken this city.
Maybe they have, but this isn't the way.
And what way would you choose? You disgusting creature.
I would choose a way that is peaceful,
Peaceful.
if it's possible. Yeah.
When we destroyed you the last time, it was your kind that stood until the last, squealing as we took you all down, and here you come and speak to me of peace. You're a creature of war, designed only to destroy. You should be helping us.
Yeah. That's what the textbooks say, don't they? That's what you people say. But you don't actually know. This is all guess. This is guesswork played on the part of the victors winning in history.
Water streaming down the head of your hammer, plastering your hair, your clothing. Everybody is soaked through on this roof. Are your words enough? I'll let you roll here if you want your charisma presence, or you can attack them. It's your choice. 5 paths ascending.
5 successes.
You send one of the soldiers wailing down the wall, and Bridget stands back, just heaving. Thanks.
You're welcome. We need to go.
You need to finish. You have 3 of the 4 pages written. The last one's the hardest.
I bet it
Nix.
is.
So I would like to activate my form
Okay.
as I'm crawling up the side of the building behind the guards.
Yeah, they're pretty much attracted, like their attention is completely on the incandescent Forsaken who is standing in front of them.
Stop it.
Muscular. You're muscular.
I want
True.
to
Right,
creep into the pool of essence, using that as my cover
Oh.
to get behind the one who is
Okay.
casting something.
Okay. Stamina stealth. At a difficulty of 5. But I'm going to give you 2 dice for that. Riga, are you serious?
I am. We have to stop him.
I don't think he can be stopped anymore.
What is he doing?
He's going to rain down hell on this entire place.
We have to get up there now.
I don't think we can stop him, but we might be able to save ourselves if we go, if we run. Come on.
I've never known Regara to hire cowards. I'm surprised.
We can still do good. We can still do good outside of the city, but we have to go now. We have to save ourselves.
If you wish to save yourself, be my guest. I don't have that luxury.
You choose death and Nexus over life and the realm.
I choose to undo the wrongs that my house has committed.
Nix.
10 successes upon using my perfect shadow stillness, so I rerolled.
Nix, the shield that surrounds this man would be strong enough to take anybody out. Essence has a way of binding life, but it can also shred it. And yet in one single perfect moment, you managed to hide past even Essence itself, to step through between every individual slice that surrounds him, that you manage to even disappear from the eyes of those who are playing the games of divinity in Yushan. And you are standing behind the man about to rain death on Nexus. 5 paths ascending.
I need to finish this. Seeing the man going over the edge weirdly inspires 5 paths. With, again, his whole life he has been taught that ascending, the upwards direction, the element of air, these are all the most important things, and he realizes that in order to build a truly lasting city, one must balance all things. For every element of verticality, there needs to be an element of structure underneath. There needs to be earth. And so 5 paths is going to drop to, well, as flat as he can, to really breathe in as much of that as possible as he tries to channel that feeling of solidness into this final page.
2 dice, 2 successes, 2 points of willpower. River Jade, I need your answer. Do you attack or do you try to let your words speak? You do not see Nyx.
What's my difficulty? Can I know? If not, that's fine.
I don't have to.
Okay, I'm gonna use the charisma presence.
Excellent. Roll charisma presence, 2 dice, 1 success, 1 willpower.
Thank you.
Right.
So gaining 1, but I'm spending 1. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. You go.
should.
And the number of
think you should
successes
roll.
are going to determine whether Nyx has an opening or not.
No.
Unconquered son. Come on, Boo. You can do it.
I got 4.
For one moment, the man channeling essence along his entire body pays attention to the dawn cast instead of his own spell. There is one place above his right temple where there's just the slightest relaxing of essence crackling around him. What do you do?
I clock it. I make sure that there's still Yosi venom on my ring. And I grab my garrote around his neck. So I creep up like right behind him, feeling all of the essence, using that the way I would use alleys or trees.
Stamina martial arts. 2 dice, 2 successes, 2 points of willpower. Your difficulty is 6. And depending on how you do,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens to Riga.
Okay.
My diff is 6.
6.
Okay. 8.
For a moment, you feel the garrote just tighten around his neck. His muscles strain just enough to try to keep his airway open. And he just says, "You fool, there's so much here. It'll take us both."
What is his greatest love?
House Regara.
Gross.
Oh,
Something
jeez.
like power. Phenomenal cosmic power.
Nice.
5 has ascending. Even And you've bought them enough time for you to make one roll odd, and you haven't.
Oh.
Did you make your roll?
I did.
Successes.
6.
That puts you to 10.
Yeah.
Zio is a being. She is alive, she is sentient, and at the same time, she can understand logic. But logic is something that can elude her until it is given to her, at which point she can use it, extrapolate upon it, build. She needs instruction. And for good or for ill, 5 Paths Ascending, you may have created a city. But you have 4 pages in your hand. And when you look up, Sight of Light is pushing Bridget aside, and then with one solid heel, stomps on the face of somebody trying to wrap his hand around her foot. But his fingers slip from her as he falls. She doesn't watch, but she can hear the thud as he falls to the ground. You have it. What do you do?
I bring the pages to Zio. I present the image to her. And I just very simply look into her eyes and I say, I've never done this before, but this is the end of my path. This is my destiny. You and I will do this together.
The end, 5 Paths Ascending.
The end of this path.
There must be 4 more. Nyx?
Call it off.
You think this is something I can stop now?
Yes, you made it. You can stop it. Do it. I'm not dying today.
I stop it, and all of this essence comes rushing back to us. It'll tear us apart.
Figure it out. Do it for your precious house. Which side of history are they going to be on today?
I can't stop it. And he starts making the motions again with his hands.
I'm going to count to 5. No, 3. It's been a long day. And then I'm going to stab you in the head with a poison-laced ring. And
then we'll
see
die
what
just
happens.
before they do.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Jess,
Yep.
count down from 3.
3, 2, 1.
I gotta stab him. I gotta stab him. Just fucking.
The Kakute lodges itself into his temple.
Oof.
His eyes roll up to the sky. And as he tries to make the final gesture with his hand, his fingers twitch incorrectly. The spell breaks, but the essence is still there. And the shield that surrounds you starts to pulse once, twice, with enough force that it blows everyone outside of it off the roof, including River Jade, pushing her back. Roll me your wits athletics.
My wound penalty?
Oh yeah, that still applies totally.
Thanks.
No, you're good. Nope.
Was it worth it? And he slides off.
Yes.
Might as well.
What is your soak?
I mean,
Not enough.
What is your armor?
Oh, I can't wear armor. I don't
What
know
is your
why,
stamina?
but I can't. So it's 3. My soak is 3. Can I raise that? No. Soak it cannot affect. That's it. My soak is
Could you
3.
try to like dodge or slip through it or something? I don't know.
Is this something I could try to dodge?
You have a dodge difficulty of 7.
Is this a dex dodge?
Dexterity dodge.
What I'd like to do, as he falls, I let myself fall down as well. I want to try to roll myself off the roof and use my kakute to drag myself down the wall.
Okay. 2 dice, 1 success. Roll your dodge.
You said 7?
7. No matter what, something is going to strike you. But whether I roll all the dice in my hand or some of them is up to your dice today.
So that's 5.
I got 4.
How you doing, Billy?
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, feeling good.
just making some house dealings.
Yep.
How many health levels do you have? He asks, having the answer directly in front of him.
9 including in cap.
You're taking 13 aggravated damage. Will you accept a scar? Or is this...
She's taking a scar.
Nix don't die.
Nyx takes scars.
Nice.
I'm gonna need to mitigate.
4 if you want to be incapacitated. 5 if you want to be able to try to get away.
Let's do 5.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Wow.
Like, what do you?
Pellio.
So the figure has fallen off the rooftop.
3 guards just go flying like boom, like off. How many successes did you roll?
4.
River Jade manages to land on the rooftop adjacent,
Oh, nice.
digging your hammer into the ground to prevent her from sliding off the edge.
Do one of these.
Oh yeah.
Ow.
But the essence, which crackles into a gigantic explosion, which shatters the roof above you, sending debris everywhere. The rain won't come. You stayed. You stayed.
I told you. I want to undo the wrongs of my house's past. And I want to know whether you have enough honor in you to undo the wrongs of your house's present and future. Or will you tuck tail and run?
The best part about being in Nexus was that we were allowed to operate within the confines of a house to enjoy its pleasures and its benefits, but away from the eyes of those who might judge us. And look what we've done with it. We have to end this.
Let's set it right.
I may hate you tomorrow.
So be it. But let's make sure we have it tomorrow first.
Round everybody up. We're going to defend them as best we can. The city may burn, but we can see what we can do.
Let's try to make sure the city doesn't burn.
River Jade, I need you to roll me your perception, alertness, or awareness. Alertness, right?
Awareness.
Fuck.
I know.
Perception, awareness,
-3 dice.
-3 dice. Your difficulty is only 2.
Still spend. Why not?
Why not?
At this point, right? I got 4.
4 successes?
Yeah.
So you see that the man who was blown off the roof has indeed just been obliterated.
Yikes.
But someone else went with him. It's not clear who it was, but there was somebody else on this roof, somebody standing right behind him.
Did I see what direction they fell in?
Behind the building, so on the opposite side of the building from you.
Okay. River Jade's going to hop back up to run to the other side of the building to try to go down.
Okay. Now, the building itself, the top of it has been completely destroyed, so you can run across the rubble, but
Yep.
that's as best as you can get.
That's okay. She's doing that.
5 paths ascending.
Yes. I am attempting to use my innate talent for teaching, despite having never taught or even thought about this before. I'm attempting to create this logical progression in Zeo, using the pages as a guide.
I understand. Are you sure?
Yes.
This will be the last time we speak. For some time.
Is there anything you want me to say to the others? Your dancer, perhaps?
A city needs lives. As much as this building, as much as all buildings here will burn, the lives here will be saved. Tell him that I'm glad he wrote his script. Tell all of them that I'm proud. But you must make a choice. All of you must make a choice. For I will take those who are here, who are about to lose their lives, into me. Are you coming with me? Is your time here in creation, or is your future with me in a city that will grow under your instruction? There is room for you. They will need the guidance of those who understand. Nexus will disappear.
Damn.
It will no longer exist by the end of the day. But because my dancer's stopping the fighting, there will be lives to populate a new one that will be created right here. But it will not be in creation. It will be elsewhere.
I believe it is my destiny to visit and teach in this city, in this elsewhere. But Zeo, I will find my way to it when it is time.
Do you speak for yourself or for all of you? Have you formed a circle? Or are you merely souls struggling together and yet pulling apart?
I do not know if after today any of my companions, my friends, will want to disappear. So, no, I cannot speak for them. You must visit them somehow.
They will hear my call. River Jade, you find Nyx
Oh.
somehow alive, leaning against the building on the other side of the Ragara stronghold. But she's missing her left hand.
Oh. River Jade's gonna run and straight to her. Nyx. You're alive.
I said I would be.
So do keep your word. Let me see.
No. Where's my ring? You see it?
I look around.
The ring is embedded into the wall of the building just above her head. It may have actually slowed her fall enough to make sure that she didn't entirely lose her life.
Can I pull it out?
How much strength do you have? And it even survives.
Oh, great.
It's here.
But the tip snaps.
I can fix that.
Oh. Oof.
You know, I can be your left hand if you want to be my right.
Oh boy.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. Oh my God, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming back.
Always.
The soldiers would not listen to you alone. But the sight of Riga moving with Ragara and calling for an end, that's another matter entirely. The difference between this and the theater in which you performed only hours ago
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Crazy ass day.
is that no one knows that you're acting here. The greatest performance of Pellio's life. And the only one who witnesses it is you.
Oh, shit.
But weapons are sheathed. Those who were frightened poke their heads out for just a moment. And while it may be too late to save the buildings that surround this place, while it may be too late for the wars, destroyed along with the ships with them, and while the walls may be crumbling enough that it would take a serious effort merely to climb over them to escape this place, the lives are saved. I never thought that it would be you to come to us.
Circumstances change.
You know, I sent someone after you once.
I do know that. They didn't fare too well.
I didn't think so. Was he really anathema?
He was.
Poor bastard.
He got what was coming to him.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Jesus.
You sent him to your son, didn't you?
Pellio, what the fuck?
I sent him to where he came from.
But that's me.
So what do we do now? The city's destroyed. To be honest now, it's probably going to be disease that'll kill us all.
We have to send a message to the other houses. A secret of Sinus was revealed. A secret that is entirely truthful.
That page of names.
Yes.
You're telling me it's real?
It's real.
That's
Sinus-
going to destroy your house.
It
That makes
will.
it back to the realm, and it will destroy your house.
My
Why
house,
are you handing this to me?
my house destroyed itself. Do with this piece of paper what you think is best. But Sinus fell because of Sinus's own actions. We should petition the other houses for their help at this time to bring the city back to order, to some semblance of normality.
You know there's only one person who could have ever done that, and we don't know where she is.
No, we don't. But I think it's worth the effort, nonetheless. Sinus is on its knees. If nothing else, the other houses will try to pick at the dying carcass of this once great house and take from it what they can.
But look around you, and he points, and you see an old man hunched over the body of a woman,
Yeah.
and he looks up, and maybe it isn't just Pellio who knows of your greatest performance, as Morden narrows his eyes and then quickly just looks away. I'm going to send the paper then.
Do it.
Good luck.
Leave me.
Like I said, maybe tomorrow I'll hate you, but sending that out with that kind of gift, I just might invite you to dinner. Caviar, right? And he turns and just starts walking away.
You could always see through my disguises, couldn't you?
I told you. I told you a long time ago. You don't need a disguise to be an artist. But maybe you did today. He sits back and Jaya is no more. I don't understand what she was trying to tell me. She just kept saying that he flew.
Five Paths, the boy who was running the lights at our show. The handsome one.
Yes.
That is how they will remember me forever.
He flew. He took flight. He flew like a bird. The bird with a broken wing.
And you hear in the sky above you, the city has fallen, but from ashes rise those who would seek a new life. For those who wish, you may join me, a city anew. It will take time and work and leaders and justice. But there will be a city for you here, for those who choose. And as if that contained a suggestion, planted, not by Zio, but from those who gave her the instructions she needed, the people around you start to understand. Their eyes wide, and they begin to speak in low tones to those who may have even been swinging at them moments before, discussing whether it is indeed a new start away from creation for now that they deserve. And what about you? Are you staying here? The world, the city, they need artists. But the world out there, maybe I'm too old to deal with them now. But you're just beginning, aren't you? Stay here with me, and I will see that your name will be in lights.
My name can never be in lights. Morden.
Why?
Because putting my name in lights would bring shame to my family. And I think you know that. And I think you're being coy. But if you're offering me the choice, I think I would have to probably say that it's time for me to go. And I think it's time for you to go as well.
You want me to come with you?
Yes.
You always did need a coach. A new city is very tempting. But perhaps I'll follow the sun. He reaches down and he puts his hand on Jay's for just a moment. And then he stands. The legends say that it would have been her to deal with the death, to commit those. Who will commit her? Perhaps this new city. Come. You never could handle having makeup on your face long enough before you started breaking out. Come.
I pick up Jaya.
I don't know how many lives you saved. But I'm glad that you decided to do that.
I didn't decide. It was written for me. I just read the script.
River Jade, Nyx, you heard the message as well.
I'm not staying. You neither.
There's so much more to do in creation.
I need to relearn some things. That's a strange thing to say out loud.
I think we all do, a little bit.
When I fell, all I wanted to do was find my horse and ride away. I figured I was never there, you know.
You're here. I see you. So you're here.
You're always really good at seeing me. It's annoying at times.
Wow.
I have that effect sometimes. I think it's my unrelenting optimism.
It is that part too. Also annoying at times.
Come on.
Did you mean what you, as we're walking, did you mean what you say that you can fix this?
Yeah.
How do you feel about one-handed garrots?
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I fixed my hammer, so how hard could fixing a garrote be, you know?
Well, changing the basic concept of what it is, so it's going to
Just because it's difficult doesn't mean it can't be done, Nix.
They wander off, their little bickering continuing as it fades off. And
5 past ascending, Zio descends down to the ground level alongside Bridget, who guides or half carries Sight of Light. Goodbye, Maker.
Goodbye. But not farewell forever. I will, of course, come to see the beautiful world that you create.
There is one thing that you did not instruct me. What is the name of the city that I am to be?
No, absolutely not.
call it ashes to ashes. City.
I'm going to destroy you. Well, Zio, it's very simple. You will be New Dawn.
She takes one fist and drives it into the ground.
Wait.
I changed my mind.
And she pushes and pushes, and you can see that she, as a metal, starts to flow into the ground. And she grows smaller, and yet the metal that is spreading on the ground is growing wider and longer. She's expanding in size as much as she is disappearing beneath the ground. It takes only about 4 seconds for her to be gone. But with her, she takes the city.
Oh.
And perhaps the 4 of you, alongside Sight of Light, Bridget, a few stragglers here and there, are now standing atop a dome, a metallic dome that sinks into the ground and is continuing to just go further down, 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 until you are standing upon a field of grass. Where once a city rested, there is now just a field of grass and a small sign with writing that you don't recognize.
Because you can't read it.
Right. Stop, River's name.
Sight of Light is alive. So is Bridget. So is Morden. River Jade, Pellio, Nyx. 5 paths ascending. But the zenith fell. And you can see this as Pellio approaches, holding her. And the 4 of you, alongside your companions, are now in the same place, at the epicenter, the birthplace of New Dawn. You all decided to stay. I'm really glad it was a 50-50 chance that why is it? And then she turns. I can still see you.
You can.
I always thought it would be like the world was darkness, but instead the world is nothing. I don't see light or dark, but I can see you. Maybe that means that the world isn't nothing after all. Maybe it means that I just know where to look.
She just runs and makes sure Nyx is okay standing,
Yeah.
and then runs and envelops.
What about me?
She rapidly lets her claws just like pull
Oh.
back into her hands.
Fuck.
Oh no! They're done.
Always happens to me.
And again.
Oh, and Morden's with you, by the way.
Oh.
Just to make sure that that's clear.
I see my horse grazing in the field like a sassy
Grazing.
little wench, and she trots over, and I just like lean
Oh,
against
hell,
her.
oats, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have oats? Or maybe salt?
Oh. So,
Strange.
Stranger things.
I'm not exactly sure what has happened, but we set out to change the fate of the city, and we did. So,
And the old one is gone forever.
life is change,
Yes.
is it not?
Yes, it is. I don't see a new one, I just see a field. Where are the people? Have we been tricked?
No. Zio told me that it would be elsewhere. I know I will be able to find my way there sometime if we want to visit, but I'm not sure yet. Pellio, did you want to be there?
Yes. Yes, I want to be in the new place.
Oh.
I
You
want...
said you wanted to leave.
No, I want to be there. I don't want to be here. I
Leave
don't...
creation.
Yeah.
Is there still time?
Yeah, I reach down and just kind of touch the earth and I whisper, Zio.
And as if from a very far distance, you hear, Maker?
I'll only ask once, I promise. Do you have room for 2 more? They'll definitely carry their own weight. Performers and all, you know.
One of them's a dancer.
Nailed it. Yes.
The world requires art. Subsection 3 of page 2.
And
And a small door appears just in the center of the field. Very similar to the one that is used at the birthplace of cities, and it slides open, and there's a ladder descending, perhaps forever.
I never wanted this. I have to go. I want to go from here.
Billy, you did him. You're a hero.
No.
Why not?
I'm a fraud.
I don't see a fraud. If anything, I see a man who's just living his truth. I'm not the best at words, so
Pellio gives you a hug.
she hugs back. She tries not to hug too tightly.
How will you ever teach her?
I have nothing to teach her. She's a hero. I have nothing to teach her. I don't belong here. I'm not like any of you. I'm completely different.
How are any of us like each other?
Yeah, we're all pretty different. Even, I mean, not just in our caste marks, but, you know, when you get straight down to it, we're all vastly different from each other.
Yes, but you're all faithful to yourselves. I can't say that for myself.
Is the answer truly down there for you?
Yes.
You told me once that the most important part of bread making was the working of the dough, to put into it the air pockets, but I took that to mean to put into it part of yourself. What bread will you make there?
There's only one way to find out. I'll be back.
Oh.
I promise I'll be back.
No, I can't, I'm sorry.
Do you sanctify the
Oh my god, yes! Sorry.
I do.
Promise I'll be back. What a dude. Absolute unit. What a dude.
You'll have to show me around sometime. Otherwise, you'll never be as good a wolf as me.
And I still need a few acting lessons, too, so, you know.
You don't. You have it in you. Trust me. You do, don't you? Had a feeling. Because guile.
Maker. Am I accepting or not?
Yes. We are saying our goodbyes. But not our farewells. Wait. Yeah.
Until next time. I'm not who you think I am. But I love you anyway. You are honorable. You are just. That goes for all of you. Right, terrible goodbyes.
For the record, Pellio, I don't see a fraud. I see a friend. And if your greatest enemy can look at you and say you have a spine, maybe you should believe them. If you can't believe it for yourself.
Thank you.
That's it.
Maybe I'll find my spine down there.
If that's where you think it is.
The door starts to close.
He runs. And he leaps into the door.
Morton follows.
The door closes on his torso.
Severing it.
God.
Man. Damn.
Supply routes have been devastated. Trade
Actually.
has been decimated.
Yeah.
The city of Nexus isn't integral to the realm, it's integral to creation. But for now, it sleeps. But those inside are still alive. They have a chance to build something new, a society, a city, a new dawn. I wouldn't be able to tell you whether they have a leader there or just a dancer. But maybe just a dancer isn't actually an appropriate thing to say. Maybe art is what they need. Maybe an artist has the chance to forge just as much as one who can create limbs, weapons, armor, all perhaps nothing more than tools. Tools to forge something else. Creation itself, maybe? The wild? A realm? But perhaps they don't see it coming.
Damn.
Change is the sort of thing that's very difficult for us to accept sometimes. But if it's done under the cover of darkness, we wake up and the world is already changed around us. And so perhaps we just have to get used to our new normal. But the new normal needs a way to spread. Because as much as you can forge using a sword or a shield or a hammer, it's ideas that change creation. And ideas are spread through art and words. The birthplace of cities may be the birthplace of something new. I don't have those answers. I don't think you do either. But it'll be fun to think about. And that's enough. For now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
All y'alls. All y'alls around the table.
The frozen yogurt isn't here yet. That shows up in 1 week, which means that all of you are going to have to drag yourselves back here. But there is still an after party that we can show you. Find out what we learned, and you can make your final decision point of the session here and now.
Put away the willpower for the last time, guys.
No, it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
And now the peripheral modes.
Stop, please stop.
I'm still recording it on my sheet.
God.
Way to go, you guys like tanked but didn't Nexus?
Yay!
You make an excellent point. Not that we're going to talk about it right now, but the economy of creation is in a lot of trouble.
One might say
we're
a
going to talk about.
depression.
Well,
Oh,
someone
no.
will be there to figure it out.
The Solars are back, am I right?
Am I right?
Who knew Solars were great accountants?
It's okay, I know a guy. Oh, he might be dead.
Yeah, Pellio might have been.
Oh, I never went back for all my jade that was fenced. Fuck!
It's fucking gone. I'm so
I know.
sorry.
Oh, my money.
We'll find more.
That's like a classic mix.
the real loss.
Amir?
His floopsy corpse.
Money. I mean, the promise of another world, a slightly perhaps unreal world. I mean, Pellio has made it his life's goal to live in unreal worlds or side worlds.
Wait just a second here.
And
It's close to your mic.
and so, yeah, the hope, perhaps the vain hope of living in some kind of an alternate world was too tempting. Because he's devoted his entire life to creating those worlds. So he couldn't resist.
Scott?
Very similarly, actually, I found myself at a real crossroads at that moment as well. I feel like, for me, Five Paths has always also been about discovering the secrets of, creation and moving away from it to sort of ascend to a higher place or whatever is something that he really wanted to do. But I think today he realized that he could do more good in creation. Also, not having moats, terrible. Terrible.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. Shouldn't have spent them all.
Is being exalted truly a function of essence?
No. It just helps.
A lot.
Jess?
Yeah, I mean, RJ was never going to leave creation. She's got too much she wants to accomplish still.
What would her reaction have been had Bridget chosen to stay?
She would have supported her. Yeah.
Elizabeth?
Nyx was also not gonna stay because she needs to be able to get around. She needs to be able to travel through creation. But she's gonna be traveling maybe differently than she expected. She's got someone who's attached herself to her side, and I just imagine like a little cluster of them like holding hands, wandering through. Like her life is very changed, and she's figuring that out.
The decision poll is open. The following decision points are up for vote. 0. Five Paths ascends and returns the spark of life to Zio.
Hey.
1. Nyx stealths through essence itself to stop the storm of chaos.
Insane.
2. Five Paths loses a leg walking the fine line between life and death. 3. River Jade returns leading a mob and brings down the house on the house sign as sergeant. 4. Pellio prostrates before Regara to save Nexus.
How can we?
How can we There's some kind words here from Ikorin for both Jess and Amir. I don't know if you guys want to read that aloud.
Corin says, I've been very happy to see Amir and Jess discover creation and Exalted for the first time. They've both done great.
Aw, thanks,
you.
Ikorin.
Thank you, Corin.
Neon
We've had a
Deflector also
lot of
suggests 5. Pellio is crushed in the door to the new city. I will also point out that Neon Deflector shouted out the suggestion for the name of the new city, Boner Town.
Damn it! Why didn't that?
Was it Boner Town?
How about tree lovin'?
It's
That's
long
why he
since.
went through the doors. Is it called? Is it Boner Town? Right.
Well, okay, see you later.
Do you have trees?
Actually, I fully imagine the beginning of like, the post-credit scene of this movie would be like a smoky bar and the door just bursts open and Pellio is just dressed in like open shirt, bunch of chains, and he's like, what up?
Oh my God! Put him back.
It's time to party.
We're in the middle
I'm
of
kidding, I
like
don't.
very important meetings.
Yeah, we have a map of creation laid out. We're like, so we're gonna move on this city. And what the?
Told you I'd be back. Woo! Yeah, like.
What Snark asks, do we get an epilogue for Pellio's dryad child?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I want
You
to
know,
know.
because you.
Impregnated a tree.
The tree birthed a child.
Got your hair though.
Yeah.
Spark on one
Hey,
side.
you know what's another
Just
reason why
imagine
you might
Groot.
want to show up next week? Not just because we're going to be discussing this, we're going to have a look at all the hidden shit on these four people's
that.
character
Oh, our
sheets.
secrets.
We'll be able to ask all kinds of questions, like
Yeah.
what's Snark's thing,
There's-
but also, do we have Exalted swag to give away?
Whoa!
We've got stuff to give away.
That's so exciting.
That's
It's
pretty
gonna be
cool.
a party. Oh god.
But you can't get it unless you tune in. So that's it. The winner of this decision point, for the first time, Nyx stealths through Essence itself to stop the storm of chaos.
Excellent.
Cry, guys.
Congratulations. Although I think Boner Town was a close second.
Yeah,
Be really careful of
that's
this.
where my vote went.
Sounds really, yeah.
Mine too, yeah, seriously.
That was pretty universal at the table.
Maker, what do I call this place? We shall call it. Oh. My bad.
She just de-exalts.
The metal flows back together. She's like, absolutely not. It's not happening. Goodbye.
Fuck all of you.
I'm going to point out that there is an achievement that was earned that we didn't get to discuss at the time a couple of sessions ago because we had other things to worry about. But it's going to be another one for River Jade.
Hey, so many.
It is anime character development, the first to get a scar.
Oh, nice.
But certainly not.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Not-
What the
not the
hell?
last.
It's all of us. It's only you.
Not the last.
And I'm not here anymore.
It's true.
In looking through, I don't actually see any of the other. I don't see any of the other achievements earned.
Will you reveal a few of them to
Oh,
us
I'll reveal
next
them
week?
all next week.
We play a game of guess that achievement.
Oh, Gmo.
We'll probably do that.
Learn from Gaming points out quite appropriately that some of the best loaves rise in Boner Town.
That's true.
It's a horrible place.
Folks, it's always incredibly difficult when a game ends not because it's time, but because it must. I know that next week it'll be relaxed, we'll be able to discuss what we need, but I also know that I wish I had more to see. I wish I knew the answers that I asked for the questions that I asked at the end. But I also know that I had a hell of a lot of fun finding out along the way.
Shit.
Same.
Folks, thanks so much for a wonderful game.
Yay.
What's coming up?
Okay, so tomorrow is going to be a little bit different because there's no friend request. We apologize, we're sorry. Julian misses you all. We do have a depth of field where we are airing our Fantasia interviews. So we're going to be premiering that video at 9 p.m. during the depth of field time. So if you want to watch the interviews that we did, 3 interviews discussing 3 of the Fantasia films.
Yes.
Jess
Yes.
is really excited.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you tune in, she might be there. And then we have Cosplay Cave on Wednesday at 6:30,
9 p.m. you said?
9 p.m.
If there's a place that you can discuss this, I'm sure it has to be Beanduck's Discord server. You'll find the link below where there will be not only a full party room, but also a spoilers room. You might want to use that for anybody who hasn't had the chance to see how this concluded. But of course, the ultimate spoilers are coming up in 1 week's time. Right here, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The Froyo session.
Woo!
Not named by us. We hope that you'll join us. We hope that you're going to get a chance to see some of the swag that we have available for you. Maybe have a chance to win it too. I have to thank our crew. I have to thank the crew that was here from the beginning to the crew that we have now who helped make this what it was. I have to thank all of you for tuning in, for encouraging us. We love to hear what you think. But most of all, I have to thank the 4 of you. I'm sure that I'll do so in a much more elaborate and stupid way in a week, but
And of course, we and all of you must thank our storyteller for being
Here.
the integral piece of the puzzle to make this experience
Yeah.
the journey that it was.
You crafted
Yeah.
something
Thank you.
sensational.
Crafts 5,
Yeah.
specialty storytelling.
Specialty story.
Nerds.
it's linguistics.
Semantics.
Here we go.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Appearance 4.
Amir, are you going to show up with a blank
They picked the right one for fucking once.
Yay!
They picked the right fucking one. No offense to the rest of you 3
blank-
chuckle fucks, but holy shit.
Blank sheet. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean a blank sheet?
Like he's gonna show up with a sheet that just says redacted, redacted, redacted,
Oh, I'm
redacted.
sorry. Government
redacted.
secrets. I'm sorry. It's not possible.
We'll never know.
Pellio.
Well, I'm not here anymore. I'm in a different world. So.
That's cheating.
It's okay, Nick's pickpocketed his character.